Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of my podcast, The 4am Talks, and I'm host Manoj Velu here to tell you stories. In this episode, I wanted to talk about an important component in everyone's life. You may ask me, what is the important component? I'm going to reveal it to you in some time, but before that, I wanted to take some time out to thank you. Why am I thanking you? Because there are thousands of contents out there in social media, but you chose me. And I'm so happy and grateful for it. Thank you very much. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, before I reveal this component, let me tell you a story, more of a situational based, that will lead up to the key component. Are you guys ready? Ready? I'm so excited for this episode and this short story. Let's get into it. Imagine John Carpenter and Sean Williams, best friends. They are best friends. They're studying in their 7th grade. Their exams were on the corner. They studied, they wrote their exams, and finally the results came out. And they're ready to go and show to their parents their progress card, their mark sheet. Sean Williams is actually really happy because he has done really well in all the subjects. All the subjects. He goes up to his parents. He shows his mark sheet. Their parents are super excited for him. They're really happy. Every subject he has done really well. He had got good grades, very good grades. Meanwhile, John Carpenter, as he goes to his father to show his mark sheet, is worried. Why? He had done really well in English, but not so good in other subjects. He's scared because he doesn't know how would his father react. But there is no other option. He has to show his mark sheet to his parents. He goes up to him and shows his mark sheet. His father looks at his mark sheet and is not so happy. The first question his father asks John is, John, who is your best friend? John says it very slowly. He just whispers that it's Sean Williams. His father, instant. The next question was, what are your best friend's grade in all the subjects? John couldn't answer and he just puts his head down. Now, you guys may think that this is just a comparison video. No. There is an important component that we are going to go dive deep in to understand. You may ask me, what is it? I'll tell you now. Imagine if this keeps up, this short segment that happened keeps repeating day after day. And, eventually his father would tell him that, you are not good enough. You're not going to make it if you're going to get these grades. What will happen to him? If this fires up, John, then it's a different story. But if it doesn't, and if he has his own way of figuring it out, it's a problem. You know what is the problem? Imagine what happens to his self-esteem. What happens? As the kid grows, the self-esteem builds. We need to understand that. If you keep constantly telling him every day, then his self-esteem of, John trying to understand himself, the limitations and what is he so good about, will not improve. He will not understand himself better. His self-esteem is eventually going to go down. It's a big problem. I'll give you another scenario in this story. A totally different scenario. Imagine John's father asks John to come up to him and asks him to sit beside him and starts asking these questions. You want to know what questions his father is going to ask? Hey John, what happened to you? Why couldn't you perform better in other subjects? What happened to you? Are you facing any challenges? You want some help? Can I help you? And then, imagine if his father asks him, but you have done really good in English, man. You have done really well. What excites you? Why are you so much interested in English? Is it the poems? Is it the author? Or is it the teaching style that your teacher is teaching you? What is it? As parents, we need to be curious on why our kid is curious in certain things or in certain subjects. It may not be only English. It could be any sport that they are playing. Imagine your son or daughter is really good at football. You should try to understand why your kid likes football or why your kid likes English, mathematics, or whatever it may be. Why is it interesting them? Why it interests them so much? Then what happens? You want to know what happens if you ask these questions? I'm going to reveal it to you. You may be shocked. I'll tell you. Imagine if these questions come up and John keeps answering, and eventually what happens to their relationship? Son and father relationship. It grows. John will understand himself better, and at the same time, John's father will understand who John is and where he needs help and where he actually wants to, go into the profession that he needs to. So, as a parent, as a mentor, it's really important for you to understand these things. 99% they don't do this. If you simply gonna say, when will you improve? You are not fit for anything. You will not do great things in life. What will happen to the kid? What will happen to his self-esteem? What will happen to the relationship? Just think about it. I'll give you another situation. You want to hear this? Imagine long term. John and Sean wanted to decide on their careers, on which path they have to go. For John, it's very easy. Everyone knows it. It's English. What happens to Sean? I wanted you to answer this question. What happens to Sean? What happens to Sean? You don't have an answer, right? Or everybody will be telling me a different answer. Maybe he should go for this. Maybe he should go for this. You are confused because he's good at everything, and that's a problem long term. If Sean is good enough to understand that this is what I need to do, this is what I wanted to become, this is my dream, then it's good for him. But if he doesn't, it's a big problem. Long term, this is a big problem, and this is a simple solution. Complex problem, simple solution. You get that? This is a term. Complex problem, simple solution. That's it. So, after this episode, I would be really happy if you're a parent watching this, if you're a mentor watching this. You really wanted your kid to improve. Call your kid. Have a conversation. They'll feel better. And if there is something going around, they'll be the first person to tell you. They'll feel comfortable. The relationship goes really well. It's a healthy relationship. Very important. So, I just wanted you guys to reflect on this episode and you make sure that you get your son or daughter to go to your parents and son or daughter, for example, if it's a parent side, and if you're a student, go up to your parents and really have a conversation. It's very important. Make sure that you do it at least 5 minutes a day. It's a simple thing. For a week, you would imagine that you spent 35 minutes to your parents or to your son or daughter if you're a parent, and you would have understood so many things in 1 week. Imagine that happens for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. What will happen to your relationship? Think about it, reflect it, and make sure that you get better at it. With that being said, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.